Alex Constanza, top 15 prospect in the class of 2026. Versatile 6'8" forward. You can do a lot of different things. Has a top four: Georgetown, Illinois, Miami, and Syracuse. Talked to On3's Jamie Shaw about each of them. This is, I think, a particular interest to Illinois fans because he's somebody that Illinois and Brad Underwood have emphasized and put a big priority on. But he broke down where all his schools stand in his recruitment. Jamie Shaw did a great job getting quotes from him. We'll go kind of team by team here. We'll start with Illinois. This is what Alex Costanza told Jamie about Illinois. Quote, I didn't know it was that big of a school. It was my first time in Champaign, so great coaching staff, great facilities. I've talked to Will Riley some. He said he loves their system. He said it fits the big guard position perfectly, the wing position. So I like that about them. End quote. Seems like they're essentially pitching him on being that next, big wing, big perimeter player, kind of go-to guy on the wing, which makes sense to me, given Costanza's game. Does that make sense to you?
Yeah, I think so. I think so. I like the idea of Costanza at Illinois. I do you view him as like a one and done guy? I personally don't.
I think he has the potential to, given the fact he's got the size, 6'8", 205. He's got to pack on a little bit more muscle, but he's got the size and he's got some of the skill to make it happen if things click and is in the right system, utilized the right way. And I think like him talking this way about Illinois indicates that he thinks Illinois could be a place like that for him. Also, you look at who like else is in his top four. Illinois is right now the best program
Hmm.
of the four pretty easily. They cleared Georgetown, Miami, and Syracuse as well. Like to me, it makes sense for Illinois to be in the lead in this recruitment, just based off what he's talking about with Illinois and who the other programs are.
I like the idea. I made a comment. He's 6'8", 205. I made a comment to you right before this started. He looks skinny. I love the idea of him being at Illinois because I think they've shown the ability to bulk people up, Will Riley specifically. Um, so I think his development at Illinois could be special. I think it makes a ton of sense given some of the limitations.
Yeah. Now, if we're looking at this from the Illinois perspective, I'm going to go through the other three schools and what he said about them, because I think that may give you an indication of who Illinois' biggest threat might be for him. So with Miami, he talked about his relationship with Jay Lucas and how he was one of the first coaches who started looking at him when he was a freshman or a sophomore, back when Jay Lucas was at Duke. Praised the connection. Pretty simple there. Did the same thing with Rod Autry at Syracuse. Raised the relationship, said it had grown a lot. He took a 3-day visit to Syracuse, loved the campus, a big campus. He used to live in New York because his dad's from New York. Alex Costanza is. So that made sense. But Georgetown was the interesting one to me. What he said about Georgetown. Here's the full quote. This was the longest quote too. This is the full quote about Georgetown. Coach Cooley, he's building a good culture over there, a winning culture. He's trying to win the national championship. Facilities over there are really nice. The basketball court and training facility, there's training and conditioning coaches. Everything's great. Our relationship with the coach staff has grown a lot. We talk almost every day. He feels like my game fits in perfect with their system. They like bigger guards. One of the coaches was a bigger guard that played from at Providence, so he feels like that's a perfect fit.
Okay.
That was the most detail he went into for any of these. And the more wide ranging, praise the relationship, praise the fit. Illinois praised the fit. Miami and Syracuse praised the school or the relationship. Georgetown was both. Reading some tea leaves here, this may very well be a Georgetown, Illinois race.
Today's video is sponsored by LabCorp On Demand. Car, do you take care of yourself?
I try my best to, yeah.
Like not just treat yourself to expensive meals, but like you go to the doctor and things like that?
No, I just take care of myself. There's no need to go to the doctor unless I'm not taking care of myself, right?
Are you afraid of the doctor, Cart?
Just a little bit. I mean, if nothing's wrong, why would I go there?
Listen, I'm the same way, and so are millions of men across America. But that's why LabCorp On Demand is helping millions of people like us. With their men's health test, you can get a comprehensive look at your hormone levels, your total testosterone, and you don't even have to go to the doctor. It's easy, and you get the results the next day.
Testosterone, is that a big thing?
It's a really important thing, Cart. Sometimes you can feel off without even knowing something's wrong. But LabCorp On Demand wants to keep you healthy and wants to make it as easy as possible. Right now, you can get 20% off your men's health test by visiting our sponsor at tryelco.com/sleepersmedia. It's simple, affordable, and honestly, it's empowering to know that you're healthy and have this info about your body.
Didn't know that testosterone did all those things. I'm gonna have to take the guesswork out of this and go get my health checked out today using LabCorp On Demand.
Yeah, and if I'm Illinois, I'm very comfortable with that. I think I think there's a world where it's like um maybe he would like to go to Georgetown, but it has to make sense, and it doesn't. Like, you know what I mean? I think that's what's crazy about recruiting is I think a lot of these guys don't always go to their first choice because their first choice is probably a school you would never think of, like a Georgetown, where they would get to play a role that they feel is like a better fit for them. It's a school they're more comfortable with, a coaching staff that probably recruited them for 5 years longer than one of the bigger programs did because the bigger programs are focused on so many other guys. But you go to the biggest program possible because that's what helps you get to where you want to go, right? And that's what
Mhm.
helps you believe is going to help your development. And that's why, like, if I'm Illinois, I'm very comfortable with these quotes because it's coming from Georgetown, right? It's if he had these quotes and it was about like a Kentucky or a Duke or so on and so forth, yeah, I'd be a little uncomfortable. But the fact that it's coming from Georgetown, yeah, we'll be all right.
I think the threat level will be very much determined by how Georgetown does in November and December,
Right.
right? Because this is year three for Ed Cooley in Georgetown, and year one was a mess. Year two was a step forward, and they did produce a first round pick in Thomas Sorber, one and done guy. Now, different positions, but one and done guy. If Georgetown takes another step forward, I think then that becomes a real threat because then Cooley's got some progression he can sell in the fact that Costanza could be the guy who helps them break through, right, and really get over the hump. If you're Illinois, you just got to keep doing what you've been doing because they churned out a couple high draft picks as well, right? And that's not an anomaly for Brad Underwood where this was the first time that Cooley had done so at Georgetown. I think Illinois should feel pretty good about where they're at, kind of to your point. But I did find it interesting that Georgetown is the other one that seems to be really in the mix here. Like we talked about this with some other guys too. Like you have the pitch of you could be the guy to get back on track. And I don't know if getting Georgetown back on track holds the same mystique as like getting like a Texas back on track, getting a Kansas back on track. But that's a program that I think if it starts rolling, the vibes would be at an all-time high, be at an incredible high.
It's one of those things where it's fun for Georgetown to be in the recruitment, like you mentioned. The team isn't going to be turned around in time for them to win this one. Same with Syracuse. I think Miami might.
I think that they would be the one to watch. I don't know if Fred Autry's going to be at Syracuse by the time Costanza gets in the school next year. Just to be quite honest, and Miami I think is the one who could rise just because of how good of a recruiter Jay Lucas is, and we haven't seen him be a head coach before. If Miami does well, that could be a pretty easy sell there. Um, Also, does he? I don't know what languages they speak in the Balkans, but does he want to learn like Serbian and things? Because he might have to if he goes to play at Illinois.
Well, honestly, I mean, a lot of them might be gone.
Well, I don't think this is a 1 year wonder for Brad. I think he's going back to the well over and over again. Jokes aside, I think Illinois is a good basketball spot for him. I think Illinois should feel good about where they're at. I think they're the most proven basketball spot for him. But I do think the longer this goes, you're opening the door for Georgetown or Miami to make a move in the positive direction if their seasons go well.
Agreed. I think Georgetown and Miami's path to this, you have a strong start, somebody else comes with him. That's why I like Miami as potentially having a shot here. Is you build a recruiting class around him, but one
Mhm.
or two of them like there's other people coming. I don't know. Georgetown has the ability to get multiple recruits. They can maybe get multiple Costanzas out of no. I think Miami can go get multiple
Yeah,
guys of Costanza's caliber to kind of build that roster from within.
yeah. Need the life wallet stock to rebound a little bit though, if that if that may happen. But this will be a fun recruitment to watch. I know one that Illinois fans are certainly paying attention to. We will keep you updated on however Costanza's recruitment goes, all the different twists and turns here on the Seekers Media YouTube channel. So make sure you like and subscribe.
This video is brought to you by NBA 2K Labs, or maybe college football labs, because the people behind 2K Labs have just built something awesome. CFBLabs.com has everything you need to play college football 26 even better. Cart, you've been playing the game, right?
I have been, but I'm behind the eight ball, Gregory. There's a lot of people out there who got a little bit of edge on me, but the good folks over at 2K Labs got me covered. They got the playbooks I need, the plays, the head-to-head coaches, knowing some teams. Obviously, way too many college football teams. I need the inside edge here, and they got all different types of things to help me get that edge.
Yeah, I jumped in and started playing Road to Glory over the weekend, and I ended up like a 2-star recruit that did not get one snap in season one because I chose the wrong school with the wrong roster that was way too loaded. Had I known that CFBLabs.com exists, I would have made a much more wise decision in my Road to Glory mode. They've got teams, playbooks, coaches, team comparison tools. You can literally see every single play in the game, every player in the game, their rating, what they're good at, all in one consolidated place online to help you make the right choices and win more games in college football 26. CFBLabs.com. Go check it out.